All right, good afternoon. It's almost nighttime because guess what? I slept in again, even later today. I was tired, apparently, because I set an alarm for fucking 6:30, and I guess my ass woke up, turned it off, and went back to sleep. But it's all right. I'm not worried about it. Shoulders today, for any of you wondering, but you're probably not. So, as you all know, my shoulders probably need the least amount of training. So, I'm not gonna train them, but I'd really like to maintain the fullness of my shoulders, because it just gives me that much more wider look, God dang, I look beautiful. Woo! But yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about right now. So probably going to be like 3-4 exercises. We're probably going to start, probably 4 exercises. So we'll go with the hammer strength shoulder press. That's 1. Then we're going to move to some rear delts with probably the pec deck. So that's 2. And then 3 will probably be either the machine lateral raises or dumbbell lateral raises. Or I could, alternate between the two and do like a kajillion sets between both of them just to like hammer it out, But the days have been going by, I must say. As we inch closer and closer to our goal of stepping on stage, I have also started to look beyond the stage. I'm very excited for the off season and for the growth phase after. And I'll kind of go over all that after the show. I'll probably make a video dedicated just to that. But I can't really state enough how important the videos are, just like for keeping me on track. I think that this has been pretty productive for me, just documenting the process and the days that go on. I would like to do more day in the life stuff. I don't know, my life's not really, I guess I could do some eating stuff for y'all, and you can watch me burn my face off and just scarf down my food right after it comes off right whenever it's done. But I could do that. Maybe I'll do a test run with that. Maybe a full day of eating / training. But other than that, 5 weeks out, Saturday, so I'll be, under 4 weeks, right right after Saturday, I think. We'll see. But, yeah, you know, that's crazy. That's really crazy to think about. I'll be 4 or 5 weeks out from my show. Wow. That's amazing. I must say. That's, you know, I never even thought I'd get to this point, you know, like right before I started making YouTube videos, which was like 12 weeks out, I wasn't even sure if I was going to do this show. I really was like, I don't know if I can, you know, even do anything like that. But here I am, about every 5 weeks out from my first bodybuilding show. And wow, it's been crazy so far. I really can't state how amazing it's been. You know, I've really like learned to push myself, like not only physically but mentally, you know, because I you know, like it's very difficult, almost more difficult mentally than it is physically, because, you know, you can like get over the physical, excuse me, you can get over the physical stuff, you know, being tired's one thing, but going to work tired and making yourself work while you're tired is another thing. You know, being hungry is one thing, but going to train and going to work, like labor intensive work and training on no food, is another thing mentally. You know, all that stuff mentally is on another level for me. And, you know, this is really the first time I've had to like force growth on my mind rather than just my body, you know. And I will say it hasn't been the easiest thing. You know, my body is like, no, I don't want to move. But, you know, you really got to be like, yeah, you do got to move, whether you like it or not. Even with like cardio and, you know, like I said, work before, all these different things are very, very intense on the body, shall I say. I've been quite lethargic, as you could probably tell. But that's just the name of the game, you know? And those are just things you have to work around and find workarounds for, and, you know, get past it and push on. Because there's only so much more time left before, you know, things get crazy. You know? But it brings me a lot of, you know, joy to have a goal like this, because, you know, most of my life I've, you know, really quit on myself, and after I've gotten to a certain point, I was just like, I can't do it anymore, you know, like with high school sports and college and high school in general. You know, I wasn't the best in high school, let alone college, but you know, I done did it. And I'm about to done do it, you know? I'm not, why stop now? You know, I've done all this work since the start of 2023, you know. I went on a little bulk, and then I, you know, started really getting serious about the whole bodybuilding thing, and really getting into the show process, and practicing my posing and my posing routine, and, you know, really learning to get dialed in this process. And I think that's been, you know, invaluable to me. because I've come out as a harder worker, as a harder person, mentally, physically, and I think that'll show on stage. I only have so many more cardio sessions to go before this is over. So, all right, what's going on here? Excuse me. But yeah, I'm very excited, and I'm excited to show y'all what I'm bringing to the stage. I've been working tirelessly for many months, even before I started training, or not training, but recording for YouTube, and yeah, I think you guys are going to be very happy with my results, and I think I'm going to be very happy with my results. I just need to keep it pushing and keep going. But and I also appreciate all of you. It's pretty nice to see the feedback and the compliments and even the criticism. All of it, pushes me to go one more, if you will. And it makes me enjoy this even more because I have something to look forward to, But other than that, I think that's enough talking. And I think you guys want to watch me train, so...
You got to be a little mental, I think, to do what I do.
All right.
I don't want to sound crazy, but you have to be a little fucked up. The fucking mindset of getting up every day and pushing yourself. And you're eating 12 to 16 ounces of meat, and 100 to 150 grams of carbs every meal, and you're doing that 7 times, and you do it day in, day out. You got to have a very simple mindset. You can't be social. You can't be out doing a lot of other activities. So you put on the blinders and you have tunnel vision on what that ultimate goal is. I was always on track with everything. Everything was structured. I lived in a fucking box in order to be the best, meaning I had no outside. People would call me with their problems, I'd hang up on. The phones were off. Don't bother me with negative shit. And I just went at it. That's all I cared about. That was what my life was like. It was go full fucking throttle every day. That discipline was there. I always tell everyone it wasn't about the body, it was about the mind at first. But I trained my ass off. For me, I just love to train. That's what separated me from most guys. There was times where I almost passed out training. I'm lunging with 225 on my back in the parking lot. And I remember just okay, no one else is doing this, so I'm going to do it. And that was my mindset. That was how I, mind fucked everybody else. So I used to train in the middle of the night because no one else was doing it. And so people are like, man, is that the secret? Is that what Jay has to do? Is that what we have to do? And I did it almost to kind of play mind games with the other guys.
Only the crazy people come out this time. It's cardio time.
But I was also a beast. I was known as a so-called mass monster. I was also stubborn as hell, right? I was told I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. I was told I wouldn't be a good pro. I was told I'd never turn pro, never win the Olympia, never win it more than once. After I lost it, they said that I'd come back and win it again. So I think a lot of that's a little ego too. You have to have a little ego to be able to do what I do and be great at it. You got to do what's your passion, otherwise you're never going to succeed at it. You're never going to stay with it. You're never going to commit to it, and you're never going to give your full ability towards that goal.
I'll say this without arrogance. Jay Cutler's the greatest bodybuilder of all time. I never had a lot of self-doubt. People look at his arrogance, and I'm just so confident that maybe sometimes I come off as that, but I've been knocked out enough times and came back from it that I just never gave up, and I always believed in myself. And I was so disciplined, man. There was no bodybuilder on this fucking planet that was more disciplined than I was at that time. I felt like a fucking machine, man. everything just clicked. Like I told you, I could do anything. I went in the gym and I trained with light weights, I trained with heavy weights. It didn't matter what I did. Everything just clicks.
Ronnie's been here winning the show for the past, how many years, Ronnie? 6 years. But this is my town, my home, my place.
It takes a lot of time, but I'm dedicated. And
I was just so young and just, I was so, naive. I really didn't know much about anything. I really didn't know how to pose. I really didn't know anything, but I had the physique, I had the structure. And once I learned how to eat, and learned how to, train properly, and, I wanted to be the best. My dad my dad was a pusher, man. I hated my dad a lot of times early in my life because he would just make me work, and he taught me to be a machine, And it really gave me the work ethic to be who I am as a bodybuilder, and, to be relentless, and had to learn the value of working hard to achieve certain things. And I knew going into bodybuilding, it wasn't going to be easy. He's like, I'm telling you, you can beat Ronnie Coleman. Jay, I'm telling you, you're going to beat this guy. I'm telling you, Jay, you're going to beat this guy. So in the lineup, when I was standing next to Ronnie, people are like, holy shit, Jay's beating Ronnie Coleman from the front. It's the first time in my career that I actually knew, shit, I'm going to win the Mr. Olympia contest. I knew myself I would win it. And I knew in 2006, I knew 100% I was going to win the Mr. Olympia in 2006. I had no doubt in my mind. But every year I watched Ronnie stand next to me, and before he fell on the ground and he cried, he was scared. He was scared. You'll see Ronnie Coleman mouthing some things to me, and Ronnie Coleman said, well, you beat me. He said, you won. And I didn't know what to say. I felt terrible. That losing and winning was the best thing that ever happened to me in my life, because the fans that hated Jay Cutler now loved him again. And that's what I love most about my career, is that my body did the talking and my movement did the talking. I walked out on stage that night, and you remember, that was for sure the greatest moment of my life, winning the Mr. Olympia. When I came out, I just came out there, I did that fucking quad stomp, and it's like the place went fucking crazy, man.